This video is brought to you by Def Magazine. We just dropped issue 6 last month, which features exclusive art, interviews, album reviews, and much more. This is our best looking issue yet and has some of the best content that we ever featured in the magazine, including my exclusive interview with Fly Anakin himself. Head over to staydef.com to cop the issue and check out all 6 issues. Stay def out there, and now let's get on with the video. Fly Anakin is an incredible MC and producer out of Richmond, Virginia, whose sound is a showcase of smoothness and vision. Over the past decade, he's built one of underground rap's most consistent catalogs while consistently leveling up the ambition and brilliance of each of his records. As the founder and de facto leader of the group Mutant Academy, he has positioned himself as a pillar of the underground scene that has been running things since the late 2010s. His style is super fly, with beats that sound smoked out and hazy, and a lyrical style that toes the line between sharp and smooth. Fly Anakin is one of a surprising amount of talented hip-hop figures who hail from Virginia. He was raised in Richmond and lived there until he moved to Atlanta just a few years ago. He started rapping in middle school, naming himself Fly Anakin after a line from Trademark the Skydiver.
It's the return of the Jedi Knight Skywalker, Anakin handling words like a fly author.
He started rapping after linking up with Henny Low, who had older brothers, teaching him how to record. He and Henny started out rapping as a duo under the name Out of the Ordinary, but that name shifted to Mutant Academy, which has a much better ring to it. The instantly iconic logo for the group was actually designed by Anakin himself, sketched right on top of a school desk. The Mutant Academy name was coined by Henny Low, named after the X-Men video game of the same name, and it proved to be the perfect fitting name around 2014 when they started adding new members to the group. Just like the X-Men, Mutant Academy featured a group of gifted youngsters who came together to use their powers as one. In this case, their powers were in the booth. Anakin's early work with his fellow Mutant Academy members helped solidify the crew as one of the most exciting groups on the rise. In 2014, he released Open House with Henny Low and Mirrors Episode 1 with Ewan. But it wasn't until 2017 that the group really started to make some waves. Concept Jackson was in the Academy at the time, and they released Chapel Drive and Panama Plus, 2 of the waviest albums of this era, locking in their laid-back but locked-in style as something that the group had already perfected. Anakin has incredible chemistry with every artist he works with, so his records become a hub for the most talented artists around to hop onto. From his frequent producers like Twami and Obliv to the many MCs who share the spotlight on the many posse cuts that grace his albums. He's an expert at cultivating a vibe that is super fly and always feels authentic. Speaking of sharing the spotlight, perhaps the best Mutant Academy collaborator that he has is Big Kahuna OG. When these two get together, the music is so full of soulful beats with so many quotable bars. They bring out the best in each other's lyricism. Fly Anakin is the latest in a long line of iconic hip-hop weed smokers. But contrary to the stoner legends of the past, even though his music all operates in a smoky, laid-back vibe, he's able to bring a unique energy to every one of his songs. His voice slides right on top of these hazy beats, but his flow and delivery is always on the attack, giving him a unique style that's all his own. He's able to take this style into his solo work as well. At the end of the day, it's his first full-length solo album, and it captured that same feeling while also allowing him to explore the further reaches of his artistry. From his flow over the syncopated bells on Watching Need, to the rolling nostalgia of cartoons, to the hilarious Fuck Your Shoes interlude, and the supremely soulful C-SPAN. This record shows the full range of his skills and personality in a way that makes this essential listening. That same year, he linked up with Pink Sifu for their collaborative Fly Sifu's record. This marks the start of Anakin's relationship with Lex Records, who he has been working with ever since. Due to the creative clarity of these two MCs and the trust and backing of Lex, they were able to make one of the most singular bodies of work of this decade. The album and all of its supporting material, like the music videos and branding, take us to Fly Sifu's record shop, where Anakin and Sifu work and conjure up the smoothest vibes possible. They also ended up releasing Smoke Break together, who carried on the same feeling and quality, and together they've become one of my favorite duos in modern rap. Now with Lex behind him to help him bring his vision to life, Frank was recorded around the same time as Fly Sifu's, but highlights a more soulful sound to his solo catalog. This was his most lyrically dense record to date at that point, and featured his most matured writing. He's kept his fans eating throughout the decade so far, also releasing shorter albums and EPs that capture the free nature of his style and output, most notably sides A and B of his Skinemax series, which had Anakin at his most suave and sensual. Anakin's music is able to be enjoyed by a wider range of rap fans than most of the supposed host-carrying music of the underground. He makes music perfect for old heads and young, men and women alike. His girlfriend is the rapper Baby Mother, who has a much more Atlanta-based sound, and he even produced her entire album, Motherleficent 3. Anakin gets a lot of praise as an MC, and rightfully so, but a lot of people sleep on his production. He even was the DJ for Baby Mother on her last tour, and that leads us to where he's at in his current state of his career. Anakin has been making fly music for over a decade at this point, but within the past year he has been putting out his best work. After 15 years of Mutant Academy, they finally released their first official album together in 2024. Keep Holly Alive is the culmination of all of the Mutant Academy members' careers up until this point. Anakin said that this was the easiest project that he ever made. Working together was second nature at this point for all the members. The chemistry is contagious and the quality is unmatched. To the fans, Anakin has always been the de facto leader of the group, and he takes this role with pride, leading by example and bringing out the best in each member of the crew. There's a coolness to this whole record that's just so awesome to hear and can only be ushered in by artists who are super fly like them. At the same time that the Academy was making this record, Anakin was making his follow-up to Frank. The Forever Dream is his latest album. Executive produced by Quelle Chris, this is Anakin's most ambitious and all-encompassing record, feeling like the album that he's been dreaming about making forever. He said in our interview that it was the most fun that he had ever making an album in his career, and that fun energy comes through the speakers and makes it one of the most enjoyable listening experiences of the year so far. Quelle Chris described the album as gorgeous, and that's the perfect word to describe it. It's a full display of who Fly Anakin is as an artist, and the perfect representation of all that he has to offer. Keep Holly Alive and The Forever Dream were recorded at the same time, and to me they're the two best and most consistent works of his career, which means that Fly Anakin is reaching the point where he is at his most creative as a writer and his most confident as an artist in general. I'm not sure what it is that he's going to do next, but if I know one thing, it's going to be super fly. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to check out issue 6 of Def Magazine over at staydef.com. I want to give a special shout out to my patrons as always. If you become a patron, you also get a free digital copy of every issue of the magazine. So head over to patreon.com/defgoldblum if you're interested in supporting. Let me know down in the comments what is your favorite Fly Anakin song. And as always, I got a lot more headed your way, so stay tuned, stay safe, and stay def. Thanks for watching.